It is 3,500 years since God gave the 10 Commandments to Moses. No one knows what else Moses learned from God, but he was always far ahead of everybody else. Using the Levites, Moses made every effort to spread the wisdom to all the people. But he knew that the Levites were simply not up to it, and would eventually make a hopeless mess of it. This Levite failure would deprive Israel of godly values for centuries on end. The Levites were eventually replaced by the ghastly Pharisees and Sadducees, who did indeed deprive Israel of the values that Moses had tried to instill. Eventually, the Pharisees came out on top, and they turned out to be corrupt. In fact, they were the mortal enemies of Jesus of Nazareth, who was trying to maintain what Moses had started. And even now, the rabbis are the same sort of people as the ancient Pharisees, and today's leftists resemble the Jews who were so hated by the Nazis. In fact, the American Democrats are greatly influenced by Jews who resemble the ancient Pharisees. Indeed, today's rabbis are very similar to the ghastly Pharisees, and their disgraceful behavior affects the Jews, just as it did in Nazi Germany. But an amazing change is about to take place among the Jews. They are about to say no more Mr. Nice Guy, much to the joy of Gentiles, who seem to be waiting for the Jews to straighten their backs after 2,000 years. And when the Gentiles learn that the Jews are about to toughen up, they will become even tougher, tough enough to flatten the left. Yonatan, the Apostle John, predicted these changes in his book of Revelation 2,000 years ago. But the churches have never understood him, or didn't want to. Rev 12:5, and she brought forth a man-child, who was to rule all nations with a rod of iron, and her child was caught up unto God, and to his throne. And the woman fled into the wilderness, where she hath a place prepared of God, that they should feed her there 1,260 days. So if Jesus was trying to preserve the original Jewish faith, then there is no difference between Christianity and Judaism, and they should be able to work together very effectively, as was intended from the start. The left has done enormous damage, and it must be put right. But so far, the dishonest leaders of the churches and synagogues have never allowed it, because they have been more interested in their own power. Judaism and Christianity will both take up the attitude of no more Mr. Nice Guy, and will act against the left in a ferocious manner. The church has always used the expression, gentle Jesus, meek and mild, but this does not line up with Yonatan's words in Revelation. He foresaw that the left would get it in the neck. And I heard a loud voice saying in heaven, Now is come salvation and strength, and the kingdom of our God, and the power of his Christ. For the accuser of our brethren is cast down, which accused them before our God day and night. And they overcame him by the blood of the Lamb, and by the word of their testimony, and they loved not their lives unto the death. Therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea. For the devil is come down unto you, having great wrath, because he knoweth that he hath but a short time. Antisemitism has been spreading rapidly, and it is because the Jews have been cowards before leftism, instead of looking to God and reacting against the left. But when the Jews toughen up, things will change altogether. Please subscribe to this site and join this great return to God. Paul Kaplan, author.